Hi everybody, this is Zombi and welcome to another one of my dungeon boss videos. This video was inspired by my mate and fellow guildie Stapadius and is actually one of the most requested videos I've had from the dungeon boss community so far. For many, how to get hold of good superior runes is a bit of a mystery, so I wanted to shed some light on what I think are the key points to make note of on the subject. Although my focus here will be superior runes, most of the points I'll cover here will also actually apply to lesser, improved and greater runes too. So anyone looking for help and tips with those will still get something out of watching this video all the way through. There are three specific topics that I'll cover in the video: farming superior runes, farming materials, the strategy that I use for crafting runes, and then we'll finish off by crafting an actual rune that I need for Zen. Let's start by talking about farming superior runes. There are a few ways to actually acquire them. There are drops from mid-dungeon chests in boss mode, but that doesn't happen very often because you can also get greater runes from those chests, so a bit of RNG. You can get them during special events, either as quest rewards or as drops from the event dungeon's final chest. You can get them from rune packs. We saw these available right before PvP Seasons update came into play. They are good, but they can actually be a waste of gems if you're unlucky, and RNG gives you a bunch of poor runes. But there's only one consistent method of farming superior runes, and that's by running the legendary dungeons on Boss Island. Right now there are 4 legendary dungeons that we can use, each on a rotation of 1 week, and they all cost 20 stamina to run. You've got the Bestial Moor, which is green nature runes, Secret Goblin Woods, which is also green nature runes, and actually the easiest of the bunch to run. Possessed Tomb, which is purple dark runes, and the Arcane Circle, which we can see here, which is blue water runes. Now you can see that you can get a random water rune there, superior, and you can also pick up frost etched bars and frost jewels. This means then at the time of the creation of this video, there are no red and no yellow legendary dungeons to actually run, meaning that red and yellow binders are a very rare commodity, so make sure that when you get them, you use them wisely. There are other colour dungeons that are currently locked out for some reasons unknown to me, but hopefully Boss Fight will release them in due course, and you can actually see them by clicking on an etched bar in the crafting area, so I'll take you there and have a quick look. If we click here on one of these, click on that, you can see here we've got Heavenly Zenith, Forge of the Epics and Burning Monastery. And if we look for one where we can look at a light bar, you've got Hellish Moor, Dark Spirit Dojo and Gladiator's Pit. Unlock them for us, Boss Fight. We want to play these things. Remember also that runes from these dungeons will only ever drop a max quality of 5-star rare. This also applies to other dungeon runes except for event dungeons, which may allow the full range of quality depending on the event. And remember that completing the legendary dungeon doesn't necessarily mean that you'll get a rune. As you just saw an Arcane Circle, you may get a rune, an etched bar or a jewel. Next I'll cover farming the materials that you need to create those superior runes. Let's go straight in with an example. So let's say if I wanted to create a red superior power rune. These are the requirements that you need then. I'll cover the binders and the shards later on in the video, but for now you need 2 of these shadow spirits, you need 4 flame jewels, and you need an elemental essence. There are several layers that you need to go through to create all this stuff, so it can take quite a bit of effort, quite a lot of time to get done. So we need 4 of these, for example, which means that you need all of these raw materials here to create those. For the spirit, I think it's shadow spirit, wasn't it? You need 1 of each of these. These shadow etched bars can be quite intensive to create, which I'll show you now. So you can see there you need to make those in order to create the spirit, and then you need the spirits in order to create the superior rune. And then what have we not looked at? You've also got the elemental essence, which is 1 of each of these types of essence. And for the essences, this is what you need to make those. The good thing is that in the events, such as the ×3 materials or those where tickets or candy corn and so on can be used to actually buy the mats packs, tend to be really efficient to do. That's why it's really good that you put in the effort at those times, because you can buy them in bulk then. Also now are the mats packs from the Honor Shop in my dungeon, which is new for PvP Seasons. You can pick up something like this, 4,000 for 10 of each of those. I think that's a little bit expensive if you ask me, for the amount of effort that you need to put in to get 4,000 honor, and they're for 2,750 for 10 of something like that. I'm not too sure. I'm not convinced on them yet. I'm certainly not spending my honour on that until towards the end of the season. Boss Island dungeons are also a very good place to farm materials. Let's go take a look at, I think we're on Savage Grove now because I've just gone past my reset. Yes, we are. So you can see here that we've got lots of good things to get. So you can get totems along the way, which is a good thing about farming on these Boss Island dungeons. Fresh earth, green ivy, natural crystal. So whilst you're actually trying to get your raw materials, you're also picking these up for your epic. So kind of a double bonus there. And then, as already mentioned, the legendary dungeons themselves can either drop the etched bars or the jewels, during which a ×3 materials event is really, really good. These pieces can soon stack up and you can get quite a collection on the go, which means that it'll save you from crafting these and save you a lot of those base materials that I showed you earlier. Finally, let's talk about some crafting strategy. The goal is to farm those common and uncommon and rare superior runes in order to salvage them into binders and shards. That will then give you the potential to craft a 5-star legendary rune. So these are what we're talking about that you saw earlier. These are shards, these are binders. It will take X number of shards to create your rune. So you can see that a superior power here is taking 7. A greater will also take 7 of those greater attack shards, 6 of those, and so on. The binders will always be 1, and these are harder to come by for red and yellow, as I already mentioned. But they will always take 1 to create every rune. And the way that you get those is these runes will always break down. If you salvage, you'll either get 1 of those binders or you'll get 1 to 3 shards if it's a superior or greater or improved. For lesser, I think you can get up to 5 shards, I think it is. That might be wrong, it might not be. I think it's accurate though. Once you have all the mats you need, then it's time to actually craft the rune itself, but accept only the stats that you're happy with. If you're not 100% happy with it, then salvage it. For example, if you try and craft a, I don't know, a bulwark, and you end up with defense, and a resist, that's not good. You don't want to be wasting a superior bulwark on that. You're ideally looking for there is probably defense, and health. So scrap it immediately. Yes, you might have wasted some of the materials, sure, but at least you'll then get either a binder or some shards back to try again with. When you finally get one with the stats that you need, tune it with a view to only keeping heroic and legendary rarity. Common, uncommon and rare just aren't worth keeping when crafting, so don't waste your time on those. And remember that after a certain amount of tunes, after those first few, it suddenly starts to become very costly in gems. So set yourself an upper limit if you're mindful of your resources. It's easy to get stuck into a cycle where you think, well, I'll just give it one more tune because it might get better. And by the time you know it, you're at your 12th tune and your rune is actually quite crappy. Alright then, enough talk. Let's go and do what we've all been waiting for. Actually craft a rune. So as I said, I want to go and create one for Zen. Let's go and take a look at him for a second. I want to make sure that my Zen's got the best for now. I intend to do a bit of a revamp on here, but I want to get rid of this greater vampiric rune for now and put a legendary one on there to give him a bit of an extra boost on those stats. So off we go into the crafting there, all the way down to the bottom. Vampirics, superior. Here we go then. So it's going to cost us a starting 3 gems and 15,000 gold to create. It takes up 5 of these boss fangs, 1 of these flame spirits, and 1 of these elemental ingots, which, let me just show you, these are very costly to make because you require 1 of each of these etched bars. So back into here, all the way down, and off we go then. Let's see what we get. Fingers crossed for me. Okay. Oh, it's an excellent start. Oh, chance to steal life 5%. So rubbish. We'll keep going though. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now this bar is incrementing here at the bottom. As you can see, the rarity upgrade bonus. I want to try and get it at least to 5-star if I can. And there we go. That's not the best. So I think there I'm going to call it a day because 110 and keep going on that, it's not worth it. So we're going to just leave that as it is. So there you go, guys. I'm hoping that you will find this of use, and let me know what you think to this and any comments or further questions that you might have in the comments section or online. That's all for now, guys. Please do leave comments, questions or suggestions in the comments section below. I'll always try to answer. Remember to check out the rest of my YouTube channel for more Dungeon Boss videos, or search Zombie Dungeon Boss in Google or YouTube for more. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.